Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Native Echo Podcast, where we make English simple and enjoyable. I am Harper. Hello to all of our wonderful listeners, wherever you are in the world right now. So, today I want to take you somewhere. Not a big trip, nothing dramatic. Just imagine you are walking into a restaurant. Maybe it is a nice place you have been wanting to try for a while. Maybe it is just a simple little spot on the corner of your street. Either way, you walk in. The door opens, someone smiles at you, and then they say something in English. And here is the thing, that moment, right there, is where a lot of English learners freeze. Not because they do not know the language, not because they are not smart, but because nobody ever taught them what actually gets said inside a restaurant. The real words, the real back and forth, the phrases that move everything forward smoothly so you can just relax and enjoy your meal. That is exactly what we are doing today. 50 basic restaurant phrases. Real ones, the kind you will actually hear and actually need to use. And I am going to teach them to you the way I always do, through stories, through situations, through moments you can picture and feel. Not a list on a page, not a grammar exercise, just English the way it actually lives, in real conversations, in real places, with real people. So let us walk in together, you and me. Let us go through this whole restaurant experience from the very beginning to the very end. And by the time we leave, you will have 50 phrases sitting comfortably in your head, ready when you need them. Okay, are you ready? Let us go. You push open the door. The place looks nice. A little busy, but not too loud. Someone at the front, maybe a host or a waiter, looks up and smiles. This is the first moment, the greeting. And the most common thing they will say to you is this: "Hi, welcome in. Do you have a reservation?" A reservation. That means you called ahead or booked a table online before coming. If you did, you say, "Yes, I have a reservation under the name Harper." Under the name means the booking is in that person's name. It is a very common phrase. "Yes, I have a reservation under the name Harper." But maybe you did not book ahead. No problem. That happens all the time. You just say, "No, we do not have a reservation." Do you have a table available? Available means free, open, ready to use. Do you have a table available? Simple, direct, polite. That is all you need. Sometimes they will ask how many people. They might say, "How many in your party?" Now, your party here does not mean a celebration. In restaurant English, your party means your group. How many in your party? And you answer just as simply, "Just me," or "Two of us," or "There are four of us." Then they show you to your table. They might say, "Right this way, please." That means "Follow me." "Right this way, please." Or they might say, "I will seat you right now." To seat someone means to show them to a table and help them sit down. "I will seat you right now." And you just follow and say, "Thank you." Now you are sitting. Menus arrive. And this is where the real action begins. Your server, the person who will take care of you, comes over and introduces themselves. They might say, "Hi, my name is Jake, and I will be your server today. Can I start you off with something to drink?" Start you off means to begin, to get things going. Can I start you off with something to drink? This is one of the most common phrases in any English-speaking restaurant. You will hear it almost every single time. If you are ready to order a drink right away, you say, "Yes, I will have a water, please." Or, "I will start with a coffee, please." "I will have" and "I will start with" are both very natural ways to order. You use "I will have" for almost everything. "I will have the pasta." "I will have a glass of juice." "I will have the soup." It is your go-to phrase at the table. But maybe you are not ready yet. Maybe you want a moment to look at the menu first. That is completely fine and very easy to say. You just say, "Could I have a few more minutes, please?" Or, "Actually, could I see the menu first?" "Could I" is a polite way to ask for something. It sounds more natural than "can I" in most restaurant situations. Could I have a few more minutes? Could I get some water first? Could I see the dessert menu? You will use could I a lot today. Now you are looking at the menu. And sometimes, honestly, the menu is confusing. Dishes you do not recognize, words you are not sure about. That is a perfect moment to ask your server. You can say, "Excuse me, what is this dish exactly?" Or, "What do you recommend?" What do you recommend is one of the most useful questions in any restaurant. It means, in your opinion, what should I order? What do you recommend? The server will usually light up when you ask this because they love talking about the food. They might say, "Oh, the salmon is really good tonight." Or, "I would go with the mushroom risotto if you like something warm and filling." You listen, you nod, and if it sounds good, you say, "That sounds great. I will go with that." I will go with that. Another very natural phrase. It means, "I choose that one." That sounds great. Maybe you have a dietary restriction, something you cannot eat or choose not to eat. This is so important to be able to say clearly. You can say, "I am vegetarian, so I cannot eat meat." Or, "I am allergic to nuts. Do you have anything without nuts?" Allergic means your body has a bad reaction to something. I am allergic to shellfish. I am allergic to dairy. Does this dish contain any dairy? Does this contain is a very useful structure. Does this contain gluten? Does this contain eggs? And if you just want to avoid something without a full allergy, you can say, "Is it possible to get this without onions?" Or, "Could I have the dressing on the side?" On the side means not mixed in, served separately so you can add it yourself. "Could I have the sauce on the side, please?" Okay, your server comes back. Time to order. This is the main event. They will say, "Are you ready to order?" Or, "Have you decided?" And you say, "Yes, I think I am ready." Or, "Yes, we are ready." And then you go for it. Here is how a natural order sounds. "Yes, I will have the chicken salad to start, and then the grilled salmon as my main." To start means as a starter, as the first course. As my main means as the main dish, the biggest course. Yes, I will have the soup to start and the steak as my main. Very smooth, very clear. If you are ordering for someone else at the table too, you say, "And she will have the pasta," or "And he would like the vegetable curry." She will have and he would like are both completely natural. You are speaking for someone else at your table. The server might ask you some follow-up questions. How would you like your steak cooked? This is about the level of cooking for meat. The options are usually rare, medium, medium well, and well done. Rare means very lightly cooked, still quite red inside. Well done means fully cooked all the way through. Most people land somewhere in the middle. I would like it medium rare, please. They might also ask, "What kind of sides would you like with that?" Sides are the smaller dishes that come alongside your main, like fries, salad, or vegetables. I will go with the roasted vegetables, please. Or, "Could I get the fries instead of the salad?" Instead of is a great phrase. It means swap one thing for another. Could I get rice instead of fries? Could I have soup instead of salad? Could I swap the mashed potatoes for something else? To swap means to exchange, to trade one thing for another. Your order is in. Drinks arrive. And now you wait. Maybe the conversation is flowing and time passes quickly. But sometimes food takes a little longer than expected. If you are waiting a while and you want to check politely, you can say, "Excuse me, could you check on our food, please?" Or, "Excuse me, we have been waiting for about 20 minutes. Is everything okay with our order?" Polite but clear. That is all you need. Now the food arrives. The server puts down your plates and says, "Enjoy your meal," or "Enjoy." And you say, "Thank you, this looks wonderful," or "Thank you so much." Simple appreciation. It goes a long way. You take a bite. It is delicious. Your server swings by a few minutes later and asks, "How is everything tasting?" Or, "How is your meal?" And you can say, "It is absolutely delicious, thank you." Or, everything is great, thank you. Or, honestly, this is one of the best things I have ever tasted. That last one might be a little dramatic, but sometimes it is just the truth. But what if something is not quite right? Maybe your food came out cold. Maybe it is not what you expected. Maybe the order is wrong. This happens. Restaurants are busy. It is completely fine to speak up. The K is to be polite but direct. You can say, "Excuse me, I think there might be a mistake with my order. I ordered the grilled chicken, but this looks like it is fried." I think there might be a mistake is a very kind, non aggressive way to flag a problem. It does not sound like you are accusing anyone. It just opens the door to fix things. Or if your food is cold, you can say, "I am so sorry to bother you, but my soup seems to have arrived a little cold. Could it be warmed up?" "I am so sorry to bother you" is an extremely polite phrase that native speakers use before making any kind of complaint or request that might inconvenience someone. It softens everything. "I am so sorry to bother you, but I think this glass has a crack in it." "I am so sorry to bother you, but I did not receive my side dish." Okay, you have finished eating. Plates are cleared, that satisfied, full, happy feeling is setting in. Now comes the end of the meal. Your server might ask, "Can I get you anything else?" And you can say, "No, thank you. I think we are all set." "I am all set" is a very American English phrase that simply means I am done, I am finished, everything is good. We are all set. Thank you. Or maybe you do want something else, maybe dessert. You can say, "Actually, could I see the dessert menu, please?" And when the dessert menu arrives, the whole process starts again in a smaller way. "What would you recommend for dessert?" "I think I will have the chocolate cake." "Could we share the cheesecake?" To share means two people split one dish between them. "Could we share the cheesecake?" "Yes, of course." And they will usually bring two forks. Now the meal is truly done. Time to pay. In many English-speaking countries, the check does not just appear on the table automatically. You usually have to ask for it. The most natural way is to say, "Excuse me, could we get the check, please?" In American English, it is the check. In British English, it is often the bill. "Could I get the bill, please?" Either one is completely understood everywhere. When the check arrives, you look it over. Sometimes you want to pay separately. You say, "Could we pay separately, please?" Or, "Could we split this?" To split the bill means each person pays for their own share. "Could we split the bill?" Or, "Could we do separate checks?" Separate checks means the server gives each person their own individual bill. If you want to pay for everything yourself, you say, "I will take care of this," or "It is on me." "It is on me" is a very natural English expression meaning I am paying for everyone. Do not worry, it is on me. You can pay by card or cash. If you are not sure which they accept, you ask, "Do you accept credit cards?" Or, "Is it card or cash only?" Cash only means they only take physical money, no cards. Good to know before the meal, honestly, but better late than never. When you hand over your card or cash, the server might ask, "Is there anything else I can help you with?" And you say, "No, everything was wonderful, thank you so much." Or, "I just want to say everything was really lovely tonight, thank you." If the service was especially good, you might want to leave a tip. In countries like the United States, tipping is very common and expected. In other places, it is optional. But if you want to express that you want to add a tip, you can say, "Could I add a tip to the card?" Or you might simply leave some cash on the table when you leave. And then you get up, you put on your coat, you head toward the door. And as you pass the front, someone might say, "Have a good evening," or "Thank you for coming in." And you say, "Thank you, it was lovely," or "We really enjoyed it, thank you." Simple, warm, complete. Okay, let us sit here for a moment before we go through the recap, because I want to say something. A lot of people feel nervous about restaurants in a foreign language, and I understand that completely. There is something about being in a public space with a server standing right in front of you, waiting for your answer, that can make even confident people feel a little shaky. But here is what I want you to remember. Restaurant conversations follow a pattern almost every time. Greeting, seating, drinks, order, food, check, goodbye. That is the structure. And within that structure, the same phrases come up again and again. You are not learning 100 random words. You are learning the flow of one specific, very manageable situation. And the more you listen to English in real contexts, the more these phrases start to feel automatic, not like something you are translating in your head, just something you know, the way you know how to walk into a room and say hello without thinking about it. So let us lock in today's 50 phrases with a quick recap. I will say each phrase once, clearly, and you can repeat it after me if you want. Or just listen. Either way, let it land. Do you have a reservation? I have a reservation under the name Harper. We do not have a reservation. Do you have a table available? How many in your party? Just me. 2 of us. There are 4 of us. Right this way, please. I will seat you right now. Can I start you off with something to drink? I will have a water, please. I will start with a coffee, please. Could I have a few more minutes, please? Could I see the menu first? What is this dish exactly? What do you recommend? That sounds great. I will go with that. I am vegetarian. I am allergic to nuts. Does this contain dairy? Is it possible to get this without onions? Could I have the dressing on the side, please? Are you ready to order? Yes, I think I am ready. I will have the chicken salad to start, the grilled salmon as my main, and she will have the pasta. How would you like your steak cooked? Medium rare, please. What sides would you like? I will go with the roasted vegetables. Could I get the fries instead of the salad? Could I swap this for something else? Excuse me, could you check on our food, please? We have been waiting for about 20 minutes. Thank you. This looks wonderful. Everything is absolutely delicious. I am so sorry to bother you, but I think there might be a mistake with my order. I am so sorry to bother you, but my soup arrived a little cold. Could it be warmed up? No, thank you. We are all set. Could I see the dessert menu, please? Could we share the cheesecake? Excuse me, could we get the check, please? Could we pay separately, please? Could we split the bill? I will take care of this. It is on me. Do you accept credit cards? Is it cash only? Could I add a tip to the card? Thank you. It was lovely. We really enjoyed it. Thank you. 50 phrases, one restaurant, one smooth experience from start to finish. And here is a small challenge for you before the next episode. Imagine you are going to a restaurant tomorrow. Pick 5 of these phrases, just 5, and practice saying them out loud before you go. Not reading them, saying them, because your mouth needs to practice, not just your eyes. And tell me in the comments, which of these phrases was new for you today? Or which one do you think you will actually use the most? I read every comment and I love hearing from you. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe to Native Echo Podcast and give it a like. It really does help us reach more learners like you. Share this with a friend who is learning English, maybe someone who always feels a little nervous about ordering in English. Send them this episode. Let them listen. Let it help. And join our WhatsApp channel for extra tips, practice exercises, and updates. The link is in the description. We would love to have you there. Thank you so much for spending this time with me today. Keep listening, keep practicing. And remember, the best way to get comfortable in a restaurant in English is simply to go in, use your phrases, and enjoy the meal. The language will follow. Take care, everyone. See you in the next episode. Bye.